What's up, everybody? It's Randy Bird. And as soon as this timer counts down, well, there we go. We just stopped the timer. We have that kind of power. Really, really good to see you today. Brent Gove is flying in an airplane as we speak, and he asked me to fill in. Funny, he had me on as a guest speaker today, and then he called me a little bit ago and said, actually, just run the whole thing. So love Brent. He's flying down to the Create conference in Dallas, and him and Kathy are getting on a plane right now. So I'm excited to be here today. I have really one objective is to bring some value for agent attraction to you. And, with this call, when it started, Brent, the 1% Club, it was all about one thing. It was all about save a child. It was really about contributing a little bit of money to save a child. And it's grown into something big, 40, 50, 60 people on here average. And I'm blessed to be on here. And I'm really grateful and blessed to be in an opportunity to hopefully share some wealth with you today that helps your agent attraction business, that helps your growth efforts and creating this beautiful opportunity and vision of creating 500 to 1 million millionaires, in the next 5 years. I really love that. So I'm going to have a little format like we see. I'm going to talk a little bit this morning about agent attraction, go through some components that I think are valuable. I'm going to talk about my new Attract Boss Bootcamp, my Attract Boss coaching group that is specifically for agent attraction. We've made it super simple, super inexpensive. He wanted me to tell the group about it today. Have had a lot of curiosity about it, including corporate reaching out. It's exciting. And then I'm going to get into Q&A at the end so we can really add value to that as we wrap up the half hour. Sound good to everybody? All right, cool. Appreciate you. So first of all, I did a piece in San Antonio for the people that were there, and I talked about call reluctance, and I want to bring that to the surface again, because at the bottom, I believe after 10,000 coaching hours in agent attraction specifically, I think that when we look at the reason people are not having traction in their businesses is really call reluctance. It really is. It starts becoming the one thing that's getting in the way of them doing the business. And, you've got the skill set, you've got the ability, you've got the tools to do it. It's just something's holding you back. And I want to let you know that what's holding you back is a 200,000-year-old primal brain. You guys have a 200,000-year-old primal brain, and that brain is designed to keep you out of harm's way. And guess what? When you make a cold call and your hands sweat, and you get that feeling here, and you get that little feeling, that's a real emotion your body's experiencing. And it doesn't know if a tree monkey's chasing you or there's a bad person on the other side of the line. And so emotionally, your body goes through that. And so you have to overcome that, right? Even when I get on stage, you get that clammy feeling, you get dry mouth, you get your heart races. All these things are real emotions, and your body's in a fight or flight. And so if we can identify that and say, man, I was just about to make a phone call, my hands are sweating. That's really interesting. I remember what Randy Bird said and what that meant. Then that's identification. Now you could wrap your head around what's happening in your body, and you can control it, because the mind is more powerful than those emotions, right? That's a real thing. The mind is more powerful than those emotions, but we have to talk ourselves through that. There's a couple tools like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that I use. It's really powerful. I don't know who to give credit to. It's a gal that's a therapist, psychologist. And what it is, it's just when you think about doing something like, hey, I should call Tom Maloney. I really should get, and then you look at your phone and 1,000 things happen. TikTok has a new update. There's a calendar invite. Your phone picture on your phone reminded you that you needed to do something over there. And all these things get in the way, right? And if you don't think it's you, then I'm definitely talking to you, right? We're all human. This is all part of what's going on. And so by doing a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you could say, okay, distracted, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then do the activity. It works great for getting out of bed. It works great for if you need to get up and get something to eat or drink and you're kind of procrastinating. Anytime you have that, if you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and stand up on the commitment of hitting that one, you'll be surprising how well it works. I do it all the time. I catch myself going, maybe just one more this and that. It's been a long day. And I'll go, you know what? I need to do that. And as soon as I say the words I need to do that to me, that's a trigger for me to say action, right? And then so I'll say, I need to do that. You know what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, whatever it is. So if you bring that little thing into your business, into your prospecting business, I think it will make a big difference. Matter of fact, I see a couple of our coaches for our group in here today for the agent attraction coaching. So when we look at specifically agent attraction, I look at it kind of in a couple components, and you're the 1%ers. I don't need to tell you how to make your list and what to do. But if you're not happy with where you are in your organizational growth and or FLQA, if you don't, dude, I'm going to tell you a story. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to tell you a story of why I cannot talk today. I was in Reno for a golf tournament this weekend. And I look forward to this tournament so much. For months, I look forward to this tournament. I'm practicing, I'm buying special balls. It's a big deal to me. And I fly out there Wednesday to play the practice round Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday's the tournament. And I went to dinner Wednesday night, and I had sushi and oysters at the Atlantis Casino in Reno, which I've done 20 times. I love it. It's my favorite thing. As soon as I get there, room, unpack, sushi bar, man. It's just my favorite thing. And well, I got a hold of a bad oyster. Didn't know it at the time, but I knew I was not feeling well. And so Thursday I golfed. I really felt bad all day. Got heat exhaustion, I thought. So I was kind of dismissing it. It was 104 in Reno. Shorten the story up. Things went really, really south. I got very, very ill. I was bedridden for days. Finally, I golfed on Friday, went home, went to bed at 4 o'clock, slept all night long, got up at 6 a.m., went back to the golf course, couldn't do it, tapped out, had to get an emergency ride home to the ER. And in the ER, they did all these tests. I'm not going to gross you out with details, but trust me, a lot of tests, including a CAT scan with contrast on my belly to find out what was going on. And they found out that I had Vibrio disease from an oyster. And it's not that rare. I guess 100 and something people die a year of it. But man, it felt like I was an inch away from the end of my life. The reason I tell you this story, it's kind of funny in hindsight, but I was dying a few days ago. Is 2 days ago, I didn't think I could ever walk this week. Yesterday, I was like, man, I think I might be able to eat tomorrow. And then today I'm running a call, man. This is just the love that I get to share with you, right? But the antibiotics they gave me are making my mouth like dry, and I can't get my words out. So if I sound like I might be drinking today, I promise you I'm not drinking. The good thing about Vibrio disease, you lose drinking, you don't have coffee. I'm not smoking a cigar. I went as clean as one can be because my body is pure as an angel right now. So I digress. I don't know where I was with my speaking pattern, but when you're getting into this attraction thing, right? If you focus on this one component being the mindset of what's making you resist doing this activity, because let's face it, I know everybody on this call, I know your numbers. You're not crushing it at every level. You're doing great. A lot of you guys, I'm like, okay, dude, you're Clark, you're real, man. Vincent, I mean, there's some rock stars on here that are doing it, right? But we could all grow. I know every one of them individually, and I guarantee if I go, hey, man, how's your business? They're like, oh, I really like to do this a little better, do this a little better, right? Am I right? So that's what Bird's bringing you today. I'm going to help you do it a little better. I'm going to help you move the needle in your business, and it doesn't matter what level you're at. I coach people with 3,000 people in their organization. I have 1,000, right? We're all human beings. So when we can identify this human element that's going on for us, it's a big deal. Number two, after you've identified that and you get that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 little tool in your toolbox, the very next thing you've got to do is put it into action. That's going to be daily prospecting, daily accountability on your calendar. So real quick, chat in the chat. I want to see it real quick. Just pop up chat. How many minutes or hours are you doing of prospecting a week? And be completely honest. If it's 1 hour a day, it's 5. If it's 10 minutes a day, it's 50 minutes. Okay, 5 hours, 10. I got 8. I got 0, 5, 2, 1, 7, 10 hours per week. Good job. All right. I love it. I love it. Put it in there. Put it in there. So here's the deal. If you want to barely survive in this business and agent attraction, you got to do 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. That's what you need to do to survive. If you want to have growth, 2 hours a day is going to help you really have growth. That's 10 hours a week. That's 25% of your 40-hour week. And you'll have actually very significant growth. That's a significant number. If you're trying to crush it, if you're trying to light the fuse and run away, it's 3 hours a day. This is no bullshit. I'm just telling you straight. These numbers don't lie. I will go to anybody on the mat for these numbers. So now ask yourself, am I doing that? I could look at the numbers and tell you most of you are not. Right? So this is not a you do this thing, whatever's going on. This is just me bringing the goods, right? This is what's going on for you, is you've got to find a way to get that on the calendar. And the easiest way to make that component work is to get an accountability partner, have some skin in the game, or, shame you into submission, whatever it is. But we all need it, because that drunk monkey over here, that narrative in our head is going on, telling us that, it's not going to work. We're not good enough. Don't call somebody. They don't like it when I get calls. I don't want to call them. Call reluctance shows up in many, many forms, right? I remember being a little kid, my dad telling me, get off the phone, right? That doesn't bother me today, but it bothers a lot of people to this day. And what bothers me is the environment we live in today. I forget the slide numbers, but it was like 5.2 million impressions a year the average person gets from marketing. That's an incredible number of impressions. Your brain is overloaded. And what do we do at home? We put a fence around our property, no trespassing, no soliciting sign on the front door, don't ring the doorbell. You open the mail over the trash can like this, right? It's just, we have to preserve and protect ourselves now, and so do they. So number one, we've got the emotional side that we don't want to be that person. Make sure you mute yourself if you're not muted. We don't want to be that person, but also when they do it to us, we're like, why are you calling me? Right? So we have it both ways. And so we just have to overcome that. Another, I think, helpful component for you and tool in your toolbox is to be coming from a place of value. As soon as you attach, and we're going to talk about attachment, but as soon as you take your agent attraction business into an attachment, meaning like, hey, Joseph, I want something from you. And when you're not giving it to me, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep overcoming you. I'm going to just outdo you, right? Well, that's a competitive part of prospecting. If you come from a place of contribution, number one, it'll feel better, but also you'll not be salesy in your approach. Hey, Joseph, Randy Bird, listen, I'd love to do a call with you and talk about how we can help each other get to know you a little bit, tell you a little bit about me. But I'm not attached to any outcome if you're cool with that call. Because if I truly mean that, then if you say, no, I'm good too. But if I'm like, hey, Joseph, I'd really like to get together with you, man. I'm really excited about what's going on. I've got some investment opportunities. My stocks are doing well. Rev share's crazy. We have the fastest growth and, diarrhea, EXP all over them. Well, then they say no. You're like, dang it, man. You see what I'm saying? So if we could let go of that attachment of the outcome of that, you could still ask the same questions, but it feels better for both parties, by the way. But you got to believe it, right? You got to really believe in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the Attract Boss group that we have. It started out with our belief that we were going to get about 60 people in this program and really just impact people through accountability. And it turned into something bigger. We had 105 people on the very first introductory call. And then, now we're over 30, 40 people in our group. And it's launching on August 1st officially. And so I'm going to go over that today. This is not a sell. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not a sell. Just pay attention to it. See if it value you or somebody in your organization, because you're all leaders, right? And I know I saw Vince in it. He might be able to give a couple minute edification of it, or what he feels might be valuable for people to see it. He's seen the inside of it a couple times. But I'm going to kind of go over, if you don't mind, Vince, I'll call you in a minute, maybe have you just give 2 cents. And I got a couple coaches in here. Maybe I could say hi to them as well. The goal is, my coaching program, for instance, was one-on-one. Brent's been a huge supporter of that. And I do one-on-one coaching. It's $1,500 a month, but my waiting list has been long, and it's frustrating. I can't help enough people. And so I decided to do this group program. I brought in some amazing coaches. You have to do 6 figures a year of residual income to be in the coaching program, right? So you have to have success. It's not a numbers, it's 6 figures income. You've proven yourself. And we wanted to make it super reasonable. So it's $197 a month. That means it's less than my whole, 1 month coaching is the equivalent of a year of this. And I brought in this super qualified staff of coaches. And imagine being in a group where you could do 3 ways with all the coaches, regardless of your organizational line. Because I love Brent. Brent, this is his call. He's going to listen to it. He's my man. He's literally my best friend. But Brent's Brent. It's hard to get a hold of him. He's my direct sponsor. And if I got somebody that's doing 3 deals a year, I'm not going to bug Brent with that. I mean, come on. So we did this group where the coaches put 1 3-way call a week per coach in there. That's going to be 6, 8 3-way calls that you could get on the schedule for, and a lot of other components. But let me just show you real quick what it looks like. And again, I really appreciate Brent giving me this opportunity and asking me to share this with you guys. It means a lot to me. But let me share my screen, and I'll just kind of give you a quick glance of what we're looking at. So this is the Attract Boss site. You could hit it by going to attractboss.com. Super easy, right? I'll type it in. Attractboss.com. All right, it's in the chat. And when you go there, you'll see our coaches, Gail DeMarco, Andre LaFontaine, Matthew Stewart, Dan Hilsman, and Jeff Sutherland, all accomplished coaches on their own in their own right, and all 6-figure income earners. And some of them have over 1,000 agents in their organization. And it gives you a little information here. I'm not going to go word for word, but this is basically what we're looking at, right? We're going to teach you all the components, all the foundational stuff of recruiting and agent attraction, from social media to all these other components, follow-up systems, all these things that are going to be valuable for you. And again, not a sell. If it's not for you, don't do it. We've just tried to make it where Brent wants everybody to know about it. All right. 3-way coaches with the staff, teaching you the CRM stuff in both KV Core and CRM Grow. We're going to build the campaigns so you can just copy them over. Really do a lot of things to add value. But to me, it's not coaching, it's community. If we have a community of people where I'm like, hey, Liliani, how you doing on you said you're going to make 10 calls this week. How you doing on that? Right? If we're having that accountability, then that is making her be a better agent attraction person. And when you have 6, 7 coaches in there watching that, I didn't mean to single you. I was just saying hi. So this is the pricing. Here's some Q&A. Here is our workplace group, Attract Boss. We'll have all the calls posted in here. You can see the collateral. Like today, we talked about the daily call log that we use to track our calls that we're making. And then you'll see some of the past Zoom calls, and just items of value will be in here. And you can see we have 151 members now that have signed up. We'll probably drop some August when we go to the billing cycle of this. It's free in July, by the way. So if you want to come on now, it's free. There's only 1 call left in July, but you can get a good feel for it, get access to everything, look at what we're kind of doing, watch the past recordings is what I'd recommend. And then we'll get to a place to where, we're rocking and rolling August 1st. So with that, I'd like to, I'm going to save some time for Q&A at the end, but I'd like to bring on Vincent real quick and have him share maybe a little bit of what his experience was. And dude, this sounds totally cheesy, like I'm pitching you guys on this. I apologize. It's not meant to. I'm just, I'm full of enthusiasm about this. The amount of people we can impact this way, broker agnostic or team agnostic, rev share line agnostic, organization agnostic.
Hey, Randy, I'll promote it for you. This is Pam Teresi. This thing is incredible. I'm going to promote it to everybody on this call, whoever was on this call for our calls that we've been having. It has helped me so much, just with the fact of sitting and listening to other people make calls, how they go through the same thing that we go through. They go through the fact of the no's, people that are, no, I'm not interested. They go through it all. But you get to hear both sides of it, Randy. And I didn't mean to get interrupt, but I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
I love it, Pam.
Here. And it is awesome. And I'm going to tell you, I wish I could have, I was going to do it with just Randy by himself, but when he put it with the group, I am so happy I did it with the group. Not that I don't love you by yourself. I'll get that later.
I think I talked you out of it because honestly, you're going to get more value out of that. I hate to say that to some of my coaching clients that maybe even on the call, but the reality is that the bandwidth of the group is greater than Randy Bird, right? That's what that's all about. And really, it's not about me. This is about really 6 amazing coaches that have different styles. Because listen, I say something and you're like, yeah, it's not really me. And then Matthew says, and you're like, oh, I dig that. And vice versa, right? Just like Brent Gove, he could sell me an old jar of mayonnaise. I just buy it from him. He's just so enthusiastic and so, everybody's shaking their heads. They love Brent. That's who Brent is. I want to be like Brent when I grow up. The reality is not everybody has the bandwidth for that. And so thank you, Pam, for that. And I'm going to go to Vincent now. Vincent.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate that. That was awesome, Pam. To me, for the people that don't know, I've been calling. I built my whole business. I've never sold a piece of real estate. And so it's all been through cold calling people. And, I first heard about this. Randy, shared it with me and I was like, yeah, I don't know. But then I realized that what got me here won't get me there. I can't, if I want something different, I got to do something different. So I sat in on the first call, and then I've been sitting in on a couple of because they dial calls, the coaches call every morning. And I'm picking up little things, little nuances. Now I'm not them. I'm not a broker. I've never owned a broker. I've never even sold real estate before. And still I built a team of over 1,000 agents. I've recruited over 49 agents personally, all from cold calling. And I'm gathering so much value from listening to the calls, to listening to the coaching. Realistically, he can make it for free. But if you have no skin in the game, you're not going to show up. It's just not there. And realistically, I think, $200 a month is nothing. If you want to better your business, if you want to recruit people, you show up at this thing long enough, you will start making calls. You will do one thing. And it's not all about cold calling. It's also about talking to the agents on the other side of the deals. I mean, how many agents do I got people who sell, 20, 30 homes a year and they never talk to the agents on the other side of a deal. So just showing up, if you show up to things that are or where you want to go, then you'll start grabbing and grasping a hold of things and you'll start doing what you need to do. And I shared it with my team, and I've never done that before. And Randy's not selling it. Basically, he's offering it. And if you're not into it, then that's fine. And Brent told him to share this. And it's there's so much value that you've got to at least check it out and give it 6 months and put in your calendar, time block it like you would a listing appointment. And you'll look back, a year from now, 2 years from now, and you'll be at a better place. Because if you're not collecting a big enough revenue share check on the 22nd, then it's nobody's fault but your own. You're in your own way. And so we need help to get out of a way. So anyways, I appreciate you, Randy. I thank you so much for doing this. I literally have gotten a huge amount out of this, just to hear what's said from a different perspective, somebody that does sell real estate, that has owned brokerages, has been all these things. I'm gathering a lot of information that I can share with agents and how to talk to them.
What's so amazing, Vincent, I've watched your journey. We coached early together, and I've just watched you grow over 1,000 agents now. And you could be a coach in this program. You've never sold a house in your life. That's an amazing endorsement, brother. I love you. Thank you for sharing. Matthew, can you give us like a 60-second, 90-second kind of, coach's perspective of this from you? One of the coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just blown away by Vincent just gushing and how much he's learning. The guy's got over 1,000 agents, right? Like, wow, that's pretty powerful. Humbled to be one of the coaches, but I will share, we've really tried to keep the cost way down. I mean, basically our goal, if you bring on one capper or one FLQA, you've basically paid for the program. I mean, shoot, if we can't deliver one, I mean,
you don't need a capper. You need somebody who does 2 deals a year and it pays for the program.
There you go. Yeah. Right. I mean, it's just FLA, so economical. And, we had 100, 150, 160 sign up. I think we'll have more and so on. And there's a wait list. It's just, we're really just coming into getting some momentum. Like Randy said, just sign on in July. I put the link in the chat there, and
Cool. Thank you for doing that, man.
yeah. And then, try it before you buy it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. What about Andre? You're one of our coaches. Want you to say a couple words and
Sure. Hey, everyone. Yeah, it's been amazing for me. I mean, we hit over 1,000 in our organization there a few weeks ago, and I'm learning a ton from just being on the call and the accountability. I mean, I'm normally pretty good at making, a couple hours calls a day, but when I'm not feeling it, I get on anyway, because I know Matt's going to be saying, dude, where were you? And we want to support each other. And it's also good to hear, you hear, both sides of the conversations on the 2-hour calls that we're doing every day. Of course, you don't have to show up for all 2 hours every day, but if you do, your business is just going to continue to grow, right? But you hear the people being nasty once in a while, and the next call, it was fantastic, right? And we're normally booking, 1, 2, 3 calls a day, sometimes none, and it's a real thing, and it just gives you the encouragement that everyone's going through the same thing you are, but the people that are showing up just keep going up. So I encourage all my downline to jump on, and we're just going to grow together.
appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being one of my partners. This is awesome. And I'm human, man. I'm doing live calls too. I've been doing them for over a year, live calls with a group. And same thing, you get kind of hung up on, you get a little rattled, and because they're staring at you and you're making your phone calls, I get to the next call and it's 48 agent broker that's completely open to hear what the heck's going on at EXP, right in my hometown or just not too far away. That shit lights me up. It literally changes my perspective. And so by doing that all the time, it's really, really magical. So enough about that. Any Q&A, what can I help you with today? You've got me here today. You've heard enough about the Dog and Pony Show. If it's valuable for you, do it. And I want to be valuable to you today, though. Any Q&A, just put your hand up, speak up, whatever you want to do.
Can you take us through a script? Let's say you're calling me and I did a transaction with you when you were at your company.
Yeah, sure. Who was that speaking?
Michael. Hey there,
Michael.
Randy.
All right,
Yeah.
Michael. I'm gonna put speaker view so I can see you, because it's kind of weird talking to myself.
We,
There you go. Hey, Michael, I see you. Nice chair. I know you, Michael. How you doing, brother?
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we did a deal together.
Yes.
Okay, hey, Michael. Hey, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Michael, Randy Bird. EXP. We did a transaction together. Remember it?
Oh yeah, that was on 123 Vincent St. Louis, right?
Yeah, 123 Vincent St. Louis is a stud.com street. Yes.
Yeah, right. I remember that. Yeah. How have you been?
Dude, I'm doing great. Listen, nothing about the transaction. I just want to catch up for a minute. You got 2 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely. For you.
Awesome. I appreciate it. How you been?
I've been good. Can't complain with business. The market's up and down, but we're doing our best.
Yeah. You're doing as good as you did last year, or is it off a little bit?
I think it's a bit similar, but a bit distracted. Like my daughter got married, so personal stuff, right? You
Oh,
know,
yeah. That takes a little time, but congratulations, man. That's
Thank you.
legit. And you're still at Remax?
I'm still at Remax. Yeah.
How's Remax?
I don't go to their office too much. I'm working from home. Every here and there, maybe I'll have a support inquiry, but you know,
Matthew, type these little nuggets in when I raise my finger. You know where I'm going. So he doesn't go in the office much. And what about splits? Are you on good splits there?
It's a 95.5, but it goes forever. And I'm making about 500,000 a year. So it's yeah, like
Have you ever done the
that's
math of
something-
what you're paying every year?
Yeah, I hear that joke you guys say at EXP. You guys don't call it Remax, you call it FEMAX, right?
I've never said that in my life, Michael. But I was just curious if you ever did that math.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Would you be open to doing it together maybe? I'll do it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't hurt to look at our profit and
Cool.
loss and finances.
Well, I love this call, Michael. I want to get to know you more, but the reason I reached out, you did a good job on the transaction. I don't know if you use a TC or if you have an assistant, but do you have those things?
Yeah, I have one full-time admin. Yeah.
That makes sense. It was smooth, man. You got your dialed in stuff. What's your goal this year? How many units?
Ideally, I want to do about 40 transactions.
40? Was that your goal at the beginning of the year?
No, my goal was 50, but with inventory being lower, not that
Yeah, I
much.
thought you were going to say 50 to 75. You just
Yeah.
had that look in your eye.
Yeah,
So Michael, one of the reasons I reached out is I'm always looking to partner with good people, man. And you sound like you really got your stuff together, but let's take it slow, right? So Matthew, takeaway, right? I'd like to talk to you about EXP, but let's take it slow. Or I want to talk about what a partnership collaboration might look at, but I don't know what that looks like yet. Right. So you have this little bit of kind of, they get the sales impression, then you kind of take it away from them a little bit. It's a learned skill, but it's valuable. But the bottom line, to stay with the script, is, Michael, I'd like to let's get together. Let's kind of want to learn a little bit more about you, but I'm going to do the math for Remax. It might surprise you. I'm not going to do it to be mean. Right. Because I'd like to compare that against DXP. If you're open to that, do you keep yourself open-minded?
Yeah, I do. Just busy, and I always had thought about it like only change companies if something bad happens, and nothing bad has really happened.
Yeah,
it's not bad enough to leave, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and don't change. If you like it there, don't change. I'm telling you, you're not allowed to change, right? But I just want to have you at least exposed to the opportunity, because I think it's financially malpractice not to know what else is going on in the world.
Right.
Okay. So I just set that to an appointment, right? It's very casual, and I'm unattached. If he's like, no, dude, I love my broker, never leaving, stay there forever, man. Let's do a backup offer. Put it on your desk. Let it collect dust. I'm cool with that. Beautiful. Don't ever call me. I'm cool with that. Can we still be friends though? We're cool. Is it cool if I reach out like every month as friends?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see what I just did though? Instead of going, okay, well, goodbye.
Right.
I just developed a relationship. Now I'm going to add value and stay off the EXP train, depending on if he's a hot, warm, or cold. All right. So we got some cool stuff in there for you to see if you want to look at that, but hopefully that was helpful, Michael.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I felt very relaxed. I felt excited to talk to you again. So
I dig that, man. Thank you for that. You did a good job. You weren't too hard on me, but you did a good job. All right, you guys, I hope this has been valuable for today. We're at the end of our time. I want to respect that. I know Brent's got another call that starts here in only like 10 minutes. So I want to end it on time and be respectful of his time, but I appreciate it. If you need me, reach out, go into the Attract Boss, check it out. It's free for the next week anyway. And, if we can help you, assist you, we're all on the same ship rowing. So just keep rowing, and we're all going the same direction, which is a good place. All right. Randy, all ships rise with the rising tide.
I just want to mention for the next class at 2:10 p.m. we have Haas Pratt. So
what a stud.
Around whatever you want to do, but we got a great speaker for the next one too. So thanks, Randy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Rob. Thank you much. You guys have a great day. I'm going to get out of here, but I appreciate you. Anything we can do to support you. Brent's family's my family.
Hey, tomorrow, chatwithmatt.live, 8 a.m. if you're curious about the live calls. So that's Pacific time, chatwithmatt.live. Welcome to come try it out.